guys, good afternoon, Heavy Dream Team. We're going to get started with our 500 Club call. It's so awesome to see so many of you logging in, and welcome to those who will be tuning into the recording. I guess first of all, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. I think I was counting on the screen there before that there are over 70 of you who have qualified for this exclusive 500K Club call with our one and only very, very special guest, 15K Pres team member, Gav Morgan. We're so grateful to have you on the call, Gav, and we really, really appreciate, the time and your energy that you're going to put into this afternoon's presentation for us. So guys, I know that you're all on this call because you want to grow your business, right? You want to learn. So let's just be really, really present. Let's put our phones on flight mode because we're about to take off. And, guys, I just want to hand it straight over to Gav. This guy is just doing amazing things, not only in WA, guys, but around Australia, overseas. He's just been in the Philippines, and we're so lucky to have him share on our call this afternoon. So, Gav, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unmute you, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen there. All right, awesome. Gav, are you there?
Yeah, cool. Now I've got to try and share my screen. Yay, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
See me?
Perfect.
Beautiful. Cool. So, do you want me to get going? Have you recording?
Perfect, Gav. All good to go. I'm recording. We can't wait. Take it away.
Great. Okay, now I've just got my sister's coming in to give me a tea.
Hi, everyone.
The great things about being President's team, you can actually hire a personal assistant who's your sister. So, really cool. Okay, congratulations for being on the call, guys. And thanks so much for inviting me on. I always like to share if I can, and hopefully help some people, and something that's, I know it's flowing down from our upline, Gary Brabner, but obviously from Mark Hughes, that you got to pay it back. And, we've had some unbelievable success, so we're more than happy to help you guys and especially your organisation. But, great crew, really good friends with Caro, so yeah, happy to help. So this is me and Jess, 15K President's team, and hopefully I don't get too heavy today for the people that have done 500 volume points, but I just want to say one of the critical positions at the moment in Herbalife in terms of growth is senior consultant. And senior consultant leads on to becoming supervisors much faster and much better supervisors than other members. So just one thing with if you can have that volume and have people that make up that volume, you're going to become a fantastic supervisor. So along the way to supervisor, yes, you've got to eat the products, and I'm going to talk about that and get a great result. But if you can get the volume to equal people, to have people behind that volume, then you're going to basically have a team ready to go when you get to supervisor. But I just want to quickly share with you quickly our story, and hopefully some tips along the way in that story. And then I want to share with you, I'm going to show some lifestyle stuff, but I want to share with what I think got us from stuck at the GET team, global expansion team, and on the way to the presence team. And it's really simple stuff. In fact, it's stuff we do to get us to active world team. And sometimes we think that to get to presence team, you've got to do more than that. But pretty much whatever you do to get to supervisor, you just got to keep doing that, and then just learn duplication, and that's it. It sounds too simple and it sounds too easy, but it pretty much is like that. There's some things that we've got to fix with us first. I mean, our attitude and our personal development stuff like that, which I'll talk about that, which is really, really important. Okay, so our results, really, really important to have great results. And I'll touch on this in our story as well, because there's a bit of background to this. But as you can see, Jess and I haven't changed a bit on the products. But without that confidence in the products, I don't think you could have a great business. So if you're ever feeling like your business is not going so great, if you ever feel that things could go better, just take more product, have another shake, because you just feel better, and when you feel better, you do more. Okay, so quickly just want to go through our journeys. We started in 2002. We got a little flyer in the letterbox 14 and a bit years ago, and we knew straight away, we're always people that were looking for more. So we wanted to look at something that could, give us some extra income, because what we had at the time wasn't really satisfying us, and we just needed a little bit more. So Herbalife seemed a really good fit for us, and then obviously straight away with the great product result, it was definitely an unbelievable fit. And I knew straight away if we had these great products, then it's going to be easy to market these products. So I was thinking business thinking in the initial stage of our business. But, now I realise that, so many people want to feel better and live healthier lives and get active, and just don't sometimes have that vehicle or that that program that's going to help them do that. And this is such an easy thing to follow. So that's why we knew straight away there's an opportunity here. We actually put out one pull tab, the little tear-off tabs. We put out one in our first month. And we argued for about 10 minutes over who was going to put that out. Because as you know, when you first start, you're really nervous. You don't want to talk to anyone. When that button scares the bejesus out of people, out of you and other people. But you get over that. You get out of your comfort zone and you get over that. But I won, and Jess had to go and put the pull tab up in the deli. She had to talk to the person in the little deli. We went and put it up, and we actually got a $200 sale out of that. And I'm like, I actually think it was $200 profit out of it. And I'm thinking, wow, what? Imagine if we put up 2 posters. That'd be $400. But just got me thinking this could be really easy. But we were really, really bad members. We were very keen, very low on confidence in terms of didn't really want our friends to know what we were doing. And back in 14 years ago, Herbalife was not the brand it is today. Like you mentioned multi-level marketing, you mentioned Herbalife, people, it's almost like they run you out of town. So we were very nervous about this. And so, yes, we were learning a lot. We're going to SDSs, on the mentoring calls all the time. But we really struggled with keeping our customers. That was the first thing, and keeping our members. So after 9 months, we only had 4 customers. We had members quit, success builders quit, which is like a qualified producer. That equivalent quit as well. But that's all because we were on this learning journey. But if we weren't focused that this was something we could, if we hadn't bought into the vision of other people, like of our uplines, Robin Christie Walsh, Gary de Bradman, if we hadn't realised that this is the vehicle that's going to get success for us, then we would have quit because we were really average. Now, a big event, and I'm going to touch on this because going through Herbalife life, your mentors are going to say, you've got to get to the spectacular, you have to get to the extravaganza, you've got to get to the world team school. And you're going to go, why? Why do I have to? So I'm going to give you an example of why you have to, because I'm assuming that if you're on this call, you're serious. Now, you're not going to have listening to this call or live on this call if you're not serious. So you want to change something in your life, which is fantastic. And you know what? You can have the lifestyle Jess and I have. But when we were struggling, someone gave us great advice, millionaire team Bill Bell. He said, have you been to a major event yet? We said, no. And we couldn't afford to go to Vegas, but somehow we found the money. Jess went to Las Vegas at 20 years old, which I was like, that's no worries, because she's 20, she can't gamble, she can't drink, so I'll be sweet, right? Knowing Jess and those who know her well, she probably snuck in and did both those things anyway. But when she came back, so she saw, like, if you can imagine, it was a worldwide extravaganza. She rocks into this room. She thinks, we're thinking like, we're the only ones and just a few people doing Herbalife. There's 20,000 people. The music is boom, boom, boom. And there's like people waving flags and like, happy people, positive people, but all of them in a room. And then there's music on the stage. And then you get a video from Mark Hughes and you get chills and you're like, wow, okay, this is bigger than I thought. This is actually going somewhere. This is not a fly-by-night company. This is a serious company. You've got so many successful people, such great products. And then she saw the leaders speak and she saw the successes they were having and how simple they made it. And she came back, and if you've ever seen someone that had that look in their eye, she had that determined look in her eye and she was going to make this work. Like I saw, she couldn't see it, but it was just this boom, this flick had happened in her brain. So that's what the events are for. The events are to solidify what we are thinking at the moment that's going to be reality, that can be reality. So the events are so important to get you focused on what's possible. Because you hear what's possible, you hear whatever, I hear it, but when you get to that event, it gets you crystal clear, I'm doing this. And the other thing I'll get crystal clear on, if you're not interested, if you don't like it, then Herbalife's maybe not for you. So don't waste your time. Get to a big event and make a decision. So the next time someone promotes you on a big event, and this might be an SDS, because for someone who's first started, SDS is a big event, 250, 300 people, that's a big event. And then you get to a bigger event and a bigger event. So the spectacular 2,000 people, that's a big event. An extravaganza, 10,000 people. They're all little steps along the way, but they're all invaluable to your Herbalife experience. And I just will say about the Success Training Seminar, I've never seen anyone ever get to the Millionaire Team, President's Team without going to an SDS. So just success leaves clues, all right? So just come focus. Got a world team really quickly, so 10,000 volume points in 1 month. She was able to quit a job less than 2 years. And basically got the global expansion team in 3 years, which is really cool. We had a go. In fact, we were on our way to halfway to the Millionaire Team. We had 40,000 organisational volume. We're getting $7,000 a month. I'm like, whoa, this is really cool. $7,000 a month on top of what we're doing. But what we didn't realise we didn't realise that we didn't like the way we're doing our business. So we were talking to a lot of people that we didn't know, we didn't have a lot of rapport with. So we're going through a lot of people to get people interested in the business. We didn't actually ever attract any customers to become members. And we actually had some life distractions. In fact, what happened was we started, and there's a good tip for you guys. If you guys are going to start earning $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month, this is going to happen. If you just follow the process, guys, this is going to happen for you. Okay? If you just listen to your mentors, do what they say, it's going to happen. And so we're earning $7,000 a month. We started thinking, wow, we're going to be a millionaire team in 6 months, 12 months. So we started setting ourselves up for a millionaire team income, which is just crazy. Gary Brabant always said to me, how do you go broke earning $50,000 a month? Easy, you spend $51,000. So you've got to be clear on this, guys. Start thinking about it early, how you're going to use your money. And so we made some major mistakes, lost a lot of money, bad investment decisions, nothing to do with Herbalife, by the way. And we nearly didn't requalify supervisor. Now, we had debt coming in and, people ringing us and letters and stress and things like this. And we couldn't afford to requalify. We had done nothing during that year. We really had no customer base because we got so consumed with what was happening in our life outside of Herbalife that we just stopped Herbalife. And the crazy, crazy thing, that if we just focused on Herbalife, we would have got income through customers. We would have got income through wholesale. We would have got some royalties and we would have been able to pay that debt off quicker. But sometimes when you get consumed by something, you have to get rid of that first. But if we just focus on the positive side, we probably would have gone a lot better. But in hindsight, it was a great thing for us because it got Jess to a level of disgust, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But when you didn't nearly qualify January 2011, but luckily my job, I was working for Johnny Walker at the time, I got a $7,000 bonus. We were able to buy 4,000 volume points and requalify. Now you think, okay, what's a big deal? You can stay as supervisor. But the thing was, we had 3 supervisors that were currently under us, and we would have lost them. Okay, and one of them was Rhonda Hart, and she's now Millionaire Team. So that would have been a major, major mistake. Okay, so July 2011, our royalty was $159. And then just went to a major event. Another thing which is really cool, for you guys going forward, when you're going to grow your business, Christy Walsh, our upline president's team, kept contacting us over and over again. And she had one final phone call and really talked to Jess about the value of this event coming up. She told stories of people that were having success, and Jess went to this event. Again, another event got our brain into gear and focused into what our goals and that Herbalife as a vehicle going to get us to those goals. But around the same time, it was probably about May, there was a time when we had to break into a Fletcher's piggy bank. $5 we had to get from Fletcher to go and buy milk. Don't stress, we've paid Fletch back. It's okay. He does quite well now. And that just is like this. We're not doing this anymore. I'm not living this way anymore. This is enough is enough. And we use things like when I was at work and people would, I only had so much money to buy coffee, and you got to get coffee. I had to sneak out because the guys in the office would go, "Can you grab me one, grab me one, grab me one?" They'll pay me back when I get back to the office, but I didn't have enough money to buy all the coffees, and that was embarrassing. So those little things got us completely disgusted. But it's just a little upside on this is that I was at Johnny Walker, and remember when we talked about the product result? My before photo was actually in 2010. I think it was 2010, 2011. So I'm this fat global expansion team Herbalife distributor the person you do not want to be. So you imagine, would I want to talk to anyone about a Herbalife? Would I want to talk to anyone about the products or the income? Because I felt like I was a failure. So I actually sat on the couch for another 6 months to about January 2012. I was overweight, and Jess said to me in January, because things started happening for us. She started getting customers. We're doing a simple way, and I'm going to go through all that. But she was refocused, redetermined, very, very determined, and so things started happening. And she came to me on the couch. She said, "You got to get your fat so and so off the couch, or I'm going to go to the president's team without you, and you'll be sitting on the stage when I'm being recognised on stage." And I'm like, "Whoa, I do not want that to happen." So that for me was a determining event or major event that got me into action. So I'm going to talk about goals in a minute. So Jess's goal started from disgust. My goal started from fear. So I'm going to talk about that. So just a couple of examples there. For the last 5 years have been ridiculous. Just want to quickly touch on things that we didn't really like. So for example, when we looked at a customer, we looked at them as money. Now we look at them as how we can help them. We're trying to recruit everyone. So you want to recruit people like you. You want people in your business because you're going to be sitting on the beach at the vacations with them, mixing with them. You want to like them, okay? You want to get on with them. You want to have rapport with them. You want to have similarities with them. So don't just recruit everyone. Recruit the people you like. You're going to have so much more success. Make sure you're mixing your recruiting and your retailing. There's so many good people from your customer base. There's so many people that want to get out of the life they're in, but they just don't know how. They don't know the vehicle. So we need to show them what's possible. Make sure that Herbalife is fun. It's not a job. You want to get out of your job. And also remember the mission from Mark Hughes. We're just here, guys, to change the nutritional habits of the world one person at a time. Now, if you remember that, it doesn't matter what happens along the way. It doesn't matter the challenge we get thrown at, because that's the mission. We're enrolled in this mission, Mark's mission. We're going to change the nutritional habits of the world. So then it doesn't matter what happens to us, because we're focused on that mission. And try to not let issues outside of Herbalife affect you. But we kept turning up because we believed in Herbalife. We may not have believed that we were able to do it, but we believed in Herbalife, okay? Now, I just want to quickly touch on our why, because I want to, and I'm going to talk about this a bit more. You need to get crystal clear on what's your focus here. Why are you doing this business? And it doesn't have to be your family, because our family is, the photo there is, what can I do for these? What example can I do for these kids? What can I show them that anything is possible in life? Can I show them that how to act? And can I show them that, if you work hard and you be ethical and you stick to a focus with goals, et cetera, anything is possible. And that's what we want to show with our team. But if you want to get serious about when we got going, what the goal was for Jess to stop feeling that feeling of disgust. That's what highly motivated her. And what highly motivated me was being left behind. So you need to find something that's going to really motivate you, okay? I just want to quickly show some stuff now for you guys to see what your life is going to be like. Because you guys are on the way to the road to the President's team, okay? I know you might be just starting. You might be thinking, gee, I don't know, I'm not out. But I'm just saying, if you stick into this thing and you follow your mentors, you will get there. So now we quite often travel with our family. This is our first ever speaking engagement as a millionaire team in Cairns. I think it was the first ever kickoff in Cairns. So that was really cool. We went caught up with Caroline up there, and the kids had a ball. This is me working from home. This is our previous house, and the house now is really cool. And we got a much bigger backyard, but that's me working away there. And this is what your life will be. It's fun with a partner. You know, it's great fun being 24/7 with your partner, never having a break from them. But it's awesome as well. This is me working from home as well. I can pick the kids up from school, and you can just have the life you wish for. Now, I've put flexibility up here because I love playing golf, but I'm pretty much flexible to do this at any time I want. Yes, I want to work, and yes, we want to grow, and we want to keep growing. So, I don't play golf all the time, but I have this flexibility. If someone rings up and says, look, I'm going out and golf Thursday, I'll make it work. So this is the flexibility you get as a president's team. One of the favourite things I do is take Molly and Fletcher to school, and the conversations we have. I'm so, privileged that Herbalife's enabled us to do this. And I sit in the classroom and help Molly, and I'm sure the parents wonder what I'm doing there. Like, I'm in my shorts and my thongs, and they're like, what do you do? But, it's so great with Molly that I can do that. And there's not a lot of parents that can do that. And in fact, we're able to get her into a private school now, give her the best education possible is fantastic as well. I love traveling in style now. I'm sorry, I can't go back to economy. It really hurts me, but just because the way you get treated is just so good. So we're lucky that we now have an income we can afford this. And this is Jess asleep here, or it could be me asleep. And this is us on the way to Honours, I think, a couple of years ago. So traveling in style is really cool. And the experiences. I just want to talk about the amazing experiences. So this is the Louvre down the bottom here in now I've got to find it again. Sorry. In Paris. And this was at a HFF gala that we went to with one of the Herbalife summits, which is a massive meeting where the top 1% of the world get together. But we're not only visiting the Louvre, we're having dinner down there. It's just the opportunity you get with Herbalife is amazing. And then, traveling. We went to Hawaii, took the kids with us, spent a whole month in America with the kids, which is fun. Anyone travel with kids, it's really great fun. This is the Waikiki beach, and the sand comes from Wollongong because the sand in Hawaii would be black otherwise. So it was pretty cool, I thought. Bali, we'll obviously go there a bit. We're very close in Perth. Disneyland, just able to take the kids. A lot of people have been to Disneyland, but to be honest, we would not have been able to do this without Herbalife because we just couldn't afford that sort of holiday. New Caledonia, this is the men in, this is the Walsh team. We all dress up at white at the vacation, so we've been on, I think, 4 vacations now with Herbalife, which is really cool. Get to ski in France nearly every year, which is an amazing thing to be able to do. And visit other countries. Well, we were just in the Philippines, we were just as a guest speaker there, but we meet so many incredible people around the world, and that's the great thing. We just can, you can soak up the information and the inspiration from these amazing people. And gee, people are so friendly. Like, you just get treated so well in Herbalife. Lifelong friendships. Rob and Christy Walsh. When it first started, Rob wouldn't have known who we were. We were somewhere like 7th level to them. We're now 3rd level to them. No, 2nd level to them. But most importantly, we're now great friends with them. This is our frontline and Christy. Just super friends, and you can build up these strong relationships. But not only that, you see these people having their lives changed. So Rhonda's a millionaire team, Janelle's a millionaire team, Ellen's a millionaire team, and these guys started pretty much as customers. And Rhonda came through a customer of mine who's a centre of influence, and that's changed their lives, guys, Herbalife, which is really cool. Met with MOJ, which is probably one of the most coolest experiences I've ever had. This is the head office in LA. When we go President's Team, you get to go there and get treated like absolute royalty. But we sat down with dinner, and Jess actually sat next to him for dinner and had a good hour-long chat with him, which she was really chuffed about. And if you like dressing up, then the President's Team's for you, because every year we go to Mark Hughes bonus. They give out as a bonus to President's Team with President's Team. They gave out 71 million, around 70 million, I think, last year. And it'll be very similar again. 70 million in bonuses. Like, it's just incredible, this company. And we get to go and watch all that happen and get dressed up. So we've got something coming in Charlotte, North Carolina in a couple of weeks, which is going to be fun again. And you meet great people. This is Juan Miguel Mendoza. I love this guy. He's a good inspiration and motivator of mine. And we would not have met him if we hadn't got to the presidency level, and you just meet this really high caliber people. And guys, for you guys, you can build this amazing team. I'm so fortunate that, most of them are women. Most of them are actually, crazy, which is good, which I love. I love that we don't take ourselves too seriously. And this is one of my favourite photos. This is from the vacation recently. And look at the kids, and not obviously all our kids, but the Herbalife kids. And just to think that the future these guys are going to have, nothing, no limits to these guys with the Herbalife business, but the Herbalife thinking is the thing I love about it. Okay, so hopefully that's got you thinking, wow, I'd like to have that lifestyle. But you know what? It is a lifestyle that I have to pinch myself about. And I remember years ago, Rob Walsh got us to do this activity where we had to write out our perfect day and write down what, if we could have the perfect day, what would it be? And it would pretty much be what my day is now. So a great exercise for you guys to do. Write out your perfect day. What's it look like? Send that to your mentor and say, this is what I want, and get them to help you achieve that. So I just want to quickly show you where we got stuck with some key things that I think are really simple that hopefully don't go too heavy, but I think you'll be able to get it and take it on board. So that focus, that why that I talked about, that Jess was disgust, mine was fear. Whatever it is, it has to be serious. It has to be so serious. It has to be such a great reason that keeps you focused, that keeps you wanting to do those flyers day in, day out, keeps you wanting to go on that, get on these webinars, these Zoom calls. It wants you to go to the SDS without fail. So if you're not doing it, then your why is not serious enough. Because I used to have big goals in sport and school and business, and I never really did enough to get to where I really wanted to be, because I obviously thought that the work was not worth the result. So the why, it wasn't a serious why for me, a must-have why. Okay, so you've got to have that must-have why, because you are going to have challenges thrown at you. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have massive successes, you're going to have very, very disappointing times, not in terms of, you might get a customer leave, for example. You might get a distributor quit. You might get a supervisor quit. You might get one of your best friends completely bagging you all the time. That will happen. It happens to all of us. It's okay, because we know that Herbalife One has got they have the best products in the world, the unbelievable marketing plan, the best people, and it's just an unbelievable company. But the opportunity is the average person's best chance to be successful. It is, guys. I've seen it over and over and over again. But you've got to be laser focused, and that goal will help you get there, because you're going to have little distractions, and with it coming at you, these distractions, and you've got to stay focused, and that's where the why comes in. So that's why if you've got children, you say, my children's my why. Start diving down. Why are they your why? If your why is to get a house, why is your why? Why do you really need to have that? And start questioning yourself so you get a really strong why, and because you can't function without this, guys. You can't be successful without this. So just quickly, everything we do is about eating the products. So when I talked about volume equaling people, so for example, you could get the success builder by buying 1,000 volume points. But what's the point if it's no one backing that volume? But you can also get there with 10 customers eating a program. Now that's better, because the 10 customers eating a program is more likely to develop into members and supervisors, and you're duplicating yourself. So that's why we've got to build product lovers, and that's why this is important. Daily consumption is important, and you recruit from your customer base. But yes, you're going to find people down the street. You're going to find friends that you want to get involved in the business. Of course, you're going to talk to them. But if you've got a pool of customers, work with them first. So we've got to expose them in a way that they want to know more about the business. So you might expose them in the way your life is, how your attitude's improved, your confidence improves, obviously the way your looks improve. So you've got to be attractive to them. They go, what's this Herbalife business about? I really want to join this business. So you need to expose them in a subtle way that, one, there's an income opportunity available. Two, there's discounts available. There's a lot of rewards available, okay? Develop skilled supervisors. So you guys, like I said, on the way to supervisor, are learning how to get customers, learning how to expose those customers to get members, and you're arriving at supervisor with members and customers. So you've got skills. So you're going to have much more chance of having success, becoming active supervisor, becoming active well team, and duplicating yourself. So you want to develop skills along the way. Don't arrive at supervisor and then, I'm going to work my skills out now. Develop your skills along the way. And ask yourself, everything you do, is this the simplest possible way you could be doing it? Why? Because that's where duplication starts. So, for example, if you had a very complicated way of getting a customer, it's very hard for that. You would get that customer, but that customer's thinking, wow, that was intense. That was full on. I don't think I'd want to do that to get a customer. Therefore, I don't think I want to join this business. But for example, 3-day trials. So say, if the customer goes, you say, oh, I've got this 3-day trial. I've got a challenge happening as well. Would you like to get on the 3-day trial and get involved in the challenge? It's $25. Cool. Did that, and then they get on a program and they become a member and they go, oh, actually, that's right. All I need to do is get people to try some 3-day trials. See, that was easy. That conversation was really easy. I could do that. Therefore, it duplicates. And obviously, 3-day trials is just one little way of doing things. The same thing is with getting a program, is the conversation that you have that customer to get them to start on a program, really simple and easy to follow. Products, which I talked about, it's the core of the business. Mindset. So the mindset is looking at dollars or looking at people. So is a customer $100, or is a customer someone you want to help, and you're going to help them, and with that they'll help their community? And have you got teamwork and community in your team? Now you guys have a ripper team, like just a superb team. You can tell with your Facebook posts and when you're at events, you get on so well. But you've got to keep that. You've got to look after that feeling. And so if anyone is ever out of line, say, you know what, we're Team Healy. You need to act the way we act. This is the way we act. We all help each other, et cetera, et cetera. So you can actually pull people aside and say, are you Herbalife? Are you Team Healy? Like, so we say, guys, this is not how we act in Team More. Okay. Injected fun. We injected fun. It was so serious. Herbalife was so serious. And now we have people that are not in Herbalife go, wow, your life seems fun. I go, cool, you could have that too. Do you want to come on board? So inject some fun, guys, okay? Massive action. So if you're really serious, get back to the goal, but you have to do action, guys. To be successful, you have to do some work. I'm sorry, but the payoff will be unbelievable. 100 times, 1,000 times greater than the action you put in. Found our Herbalife. Just quickly, guys, so find a way of doing Herbalife that you like doing. Because if you don't like doing, you won't do it over and over and over again. So find a way of doing Herbalife that you love, okay? And then you'll just repeat it. And it won't matter what gets thrown at you along the way, because you're in. You love it. You love the people. You love the products. You love the company. So find a Herbalife that suits your personality, suits your time frame, okay? Really important. Events and promotion. Now, I really banged on about events. I can't stress enough how important they are. That if you're serious, you have to go. If you're not serious, you don't have to go, by the way. You don't have to go. That's cool. And you need to let your mentor know, I'm not that serious. I only need $100 a week would be fine. Then you don't need to go. But if you want to make 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 a month, then events is where you're going to sharpen that axe to get the skills to where you want to go. So if you want to get people to those events, if you're going, then promotion is the key. So you've got to understand how to promote. If you understand the value, of the event, you will promote better. So if you understand what's going to happen from an SDS, you can promote better. If you understand that, one, every single time someone goes to an SDS, they do more that following week because they come out with confidence, a greater positive attitude, and happy, great feeling, security. So they get into more action. So you're going to hear from the top people around the state. You're going to be inspired, but just feel good around that positive people. So if you understand that value, then when you promote, you would actually get on the phone and promote. You wouldn't just tag on Facebook. Oh, there's a HOM coming up tomorrow. Tag Gav Morgan. You should come, Gav. You get on the phone, Gav. You've been telling me you're serious about this business. You haven't been to an event yet. I think it's time for you to come and see what Herbalife's all about. And this is what you're going to get, this, and this. And I assure you, at least afterwards, now you're going to be in a better position to know whether you're in or you're out. That's personal. That's promotion, okay? Think bigger. So I want you guys to start thinking big. What can you possibly do this year? 2017 is the year for thinking big. This is what we're telling our team, guys. It's the year for thinking big. So not just thinking about, I want to be supervisor. Yes, tick supervisor, tick active supervisor, tick active world team. But if you're just starting now, why not have a go at global expansion team? Why not have a go at making $5,000 a month in Herbalife this year? And do you know what happens if you start thinking big? And then you start thinking big for your team. So let's look at, say, someone who is world team. And they have 10 members and 1 supervisor. And they want to be active world team, for example. And they start telling them, I'm going to be active world team. I'm going to be active world team. I'm going to be active world team in 6 months. And I was like, really cool. And you go, well, what that means for you as my team is you all have to step up. So this is the great thing in Herbalife. As one person moves up, everyone moves up. So that's why, for example, in Caroline, there is no risk she'll be at the president's team level. That means everyone in this team has to lift up. You know, it's so exciting, okay? And so it's almost like the whole team gets the success. But we need to think big, guys. And you just start putting it out there. So if you put it out there thinking big and you don't hit the mark, then fantastic, because you would have grown. If you think big, you would have brought in more customers, you would have brought in more members, you would have brought in supervisors. Therefore, you've impacted lives and impacted the community. So think big. Okay, some other key factors. Time management. Just with time management, don't look outside your life. When Jess was first going, when she felt disgusted, we had 2 kids at home. I worked away. I worked long hours. I'd leave at 6. Not very long. Didn't work very hard. The travel time was a long time. So I'd leave at 6, get home at 7, and then I'd be on the couch, and she would have the kids all the time, trying to run this business. And then I realised I needed help. But I'll get to that. But the first thing, don't focus on what other people. Some people don't have kids. Some people work full time. So you need to work out a couple of things. 1, are you serious? Yes. So how much time can I spend on Herbalife? And stretch it a bit. Make it stretchy. Write it down. This is the times. And also write down in the timetable, this is my family time. This is my recreation. This is exercise. This is my kids' time if you've got kids. That needs to be in the schedule, in the timetable. And then you stick to it. You send it to your coach, and if you've got a partner, you enroll them in it. Okay? You enroll them in it. And you stick to it. And why do you stick to it? Because remember that goal, that serious goal, that's what's going to keep you focused. Now, one thing on that as well, so you might be full-time in Herbalife, your partner might be. So your partner might have to look after children. Your partner might have to help out when you go to the SDS. That's just as important as what you're doing to grow your Herbalife business. They can't work without each other. So you have to recognize that and thank that person. And say, you know what? These are our goals, but what you're doing is just as important. And if you are getting further up the marketing plan and you're working together, now it's okay to work to your strengths. So Jess, for example, she's unbelievable getting a customer to supervisor. My skills are really good at mentoring. I'm really good at finding people that want to get on the program, but I'm lazy with follow-up, and I'm not good at that. So I pass it on to Jess. So I do the things I'm good at. I'm really good at setting up a training schedule and you know, how to, you know, looking at the business and where we need to grow and how can we grow it and what's lacking, all that sort of stuff, mentoring, all those one-on-one stuff. So we don't have to do the same roles, but what we do is we've got to collectively do everything. And it's like a business with different departments. We are different departments, okay? So working together, it's okay to do things separately, as long as you understand everything is just as important. And time management, write it down, guys, stick to it. And employ yourself. Employ yourself. So just imagine if you didn't do it, would you get the sack, okay? Facebook was really cool. We're all over Facebook. Just one thing with Facebook, what you're putting out there is what you attract. Just think of that. What you're putting out there is what you attract. Personal development, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So, yeah, how you act on social media is important, but how you act as a team is important, what ethics you do. And just understanding, guys, we've got the best products, best marketing plan, great corporate backing, and with the marquee's mission and legacy. That's what we have our hands on, the best opportunity available. So let's not waste it. Okay. Finally, the you factor, you make this happen. You can get on this webinar. You can get the Zoom call. You can listen to me talk about what we did and what we changed. But you've got to make it happen. And it just means getting out and talk to people. You know, if you don't want to do it, then you haven't got a good enough product result yet. If you don't want to do it, then you might be just scared. We're all scared. We're all scared to start. But you'd be surprised. So many people want our products. You'd be absolutely surprised. You have to make this happen. You have to. I can't make it happen for you, okay? And it comes down to this. When your why is big enough, you will find your how. And that's basically they go together, guys. And you have to work hard on yourself. Now, Jim Rohn, we talk about personal development, but for me, action is the best personal development because you learn on the way. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay because you learn from them, okay? And my number one advice is please don't ever quit. Find your way. Just to quickly tell you a story, our sponsor, who sponsored us, and she sponsored another person, so second sideline, called Aileen Mills. Aileen's now a millionaire team. She lives in New Zealand, and under her is Joanna Guine, President's Team. So you've got President's Team. Now, our sponsor quit when Joe and us were having a lull. She quit, okay? So she's probably missing out on $60,000 a month. She would be a 2-diamond, 20K President's Team. So yeah, she's missed out on an unbelievable life. I feel terrible. I know Jess feels really terrible about this. But if you don't quit, you too can have the life of a President's Team. So going from this call, guys, just a couple more things. If your mentor tells you to do something, do it. Because I know Ellen Blackmore went like that because she did everything Jess said. And just one customer at a time, guys. Let's just try and get one customer at a time. We only need 5 to 7 a month. You only need to keep those customers for 3 months so that then we can duplicate ourselves. Just focus on those things and you'll have massive, massive success. So guys, thank you so much for having me on the call. I'll stop my share and hand it back. But yeah, thanks very much. I hope that helped. And if we ever catch up at a meeting or whatever, you have any questions, just jump up and ask me. I'm always very happy to do so.
Oh my goodness, Gav, that was so amazing. I literally couldn't write fast enough while trying to look at you at the same time. That was so amazing. I know on behalf of myself and Caro and the team, we're so grateful for everything that you just gave us. And yeah, just some key pointers that I really loved was injecting fun. I think that's really, really important for us to all remember is to love what we do, because then we're going to want to do it over and over, and that's what's really attractive for people. And yeah, like we make it happen, like everything is up to us. So yeah, it was really, really awesome to get that refresh, and I know everyone who's going to listen into the recording is going to get so much value out of that. So Gav, thank you so, so much for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And for those on for those who are on the call, don't forget we have this month's promotion again. So for those who do 500 volume points, which is a massive achievement, guys, like you heard Gav say that senior consultant level is an amazing position in the marketing plan, and we are so fortunate enough to have Pres team member Joanna from WA be our special guest speaker. So this was just next level, guys. Make sure you qualify for the next one, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So Gav, thanks again for your time, and everyone else, I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. Bye guys.